Hello students, welcome to the class. And last session we discussed about the structure of glucose, structural elucidation of glucose. From that reactions we concluded that glucose have a straight chain structure. Glucose have a straight chain structure with 6 carbon atoms and OH groups. One of the OH group is primary alcoholic group, remaining 4 OH groups are secondary alcoholic group, and it also contains an aldehyde group. Today we will discuss some more points about this glucose. If glucose has straight chain structure with an aldehyde group, it must react with ammonia. It must react with sodium bisulfite. It must react with hydroxylamine. But these three reactions are not given by glucose. So what are the three reactions? Glucose does not react with ammonia. Glucose does not react with sodium bisulfite. Glucose does not react with glucose does not react with not glucose, pentacetate of glucose. Pentacetate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine. Okay, pentacetate of glucose does not react with glucose, even though pentacetate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine, even though it contains an aldehyde. Why these things not given the reactions with glucose? So when these things are not given the reactions with glucose, we can think that glucose functional group, the CHO, the aldehyde group of glucose is not free. Aldehyde group of glucose is not free. Hence, there is a need arises to propose another structure for glucose. Okay? And another reaction is glucose showing mutar rotation. Glucose showing mutar rotation. What is the mutar rotation? We will discuss. And another point is glucose on reaction with methyl alcohol and HCl. Glucose on reaction with methyl alcohol and HCl. It is giving methyl alpha D glucoside and methyl beta D glucose. So this glucose giving two products. One is alpha D glucose and another one is methyl beta D glucose. First listen all these things, then I will show you what are all these things. Okay. So I am telling once again, if glucose have straight chain structure, it must react with ammonia, sodium bisulfite, but glucose does not give in reactions with ammonia and sodium bisulfite. Means glucose aldehyde group, glucose straight chain structure need somewhat modification. At the same time, glucose reacting with hydroxylamine, but glucose pentacetate does not reacting with hydroxylamine. Means the aldehyde group present in glucose is not free. Next, on reaction with methyl alcohol and HCl, glucose forms methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose. So glucose forming two compounds, two isomers, methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose. Two isomers are formed. And another reaction is glucose showing metarotation. All these factors suggest that glucose have another structure. The the straight chain structure of glucose is easily interconverting into another structure. When it is in cyclic form, it is giving the reactions. It is reacting. It is reacting with hydroxylamine. But it is in another form. It does not react with hydroxylamine. Means glucose have two structures. So how these two structures are present in case of glucose, all those things now we are going to discuss it. Okay, first we will discuss about this mutarotation of glucose. From glucose solution, if we crystallizes the glucose at 30 degrees centigrade, so this is a glucose solution. From this glucose solution, I am crystallizing the glucose. From this glucose solution, I am crystallizing the glucose at 30 degrees centigrade. When its melting point is seen, its melting point is appeared as 146 degrees centigrade. Its melting point is appeared as 146 degrees centigrade. When its optical activity is observed, its optical activity was seen at 111 degrees. When this glucose solution, from this glucose solution, now I am crystallizing glucose. But here the temperature is, crystallizing temperature is 98 degrees centigrade. Melting point of the crystallized glucose is 150 degrees centigrade. Melting point of the crystallized glucose is 150 degrees centigrade. Optical activity. Of that glucose is 19.2 degrees. Optical activity of that glucose is 19.2 degrees. So look at all these factors. From glucose solution, I am crystallizing glucose. That glucose is crystallizing at 30 degrees centigrade. At 30 degrees centigrade, when I crystallize this glucose from glucose solution, I get the glucose which has the melting point of 146 degrees centigrade, and its optical activity was observed at 111 degrees. From the same glucose solution, Again I am trying to crystallizing the glucose, but here crystallizing temperature is 98 degrees centigrade. Melting point of the glucose crystals are 150 degrees. Optical activity of this glucose is 19.2. Means the crystals of this glucose which are separated at 30 degrees centigrade and the crystals of this glucose which are crystallized at 98 degrees centigrade are not same. Their properties are different. When their properties and their optical activities are different, the two glucoses are not the same thing. This glucose is different and this glucose also different. This glucose is called as beta D plus glucose. What is this beta D plus glucose? All things we will discuss. In yesterday's class, I told you about this D. What is this D? Capital D means this D means in this glucose the last but one optically active, that means chiral center of this glucose, last but one chiral center of this glucose, OH group is present at the right side. OH group is present at the right side. So this one is D glucose. That is the meaning of D. Means the primary alcoholic group. This is glucose. This is primary alcoholic group. This is alcoholic group. So this is primary alcoholic group before carbon. Primary alcoholic group before carbon. OH group is present at right side. OH group is present at the right side. So this one become D capital. This one become capital. Dextrorotatory. Okay. To represent that one, capital D is used. What is this plus? Plus shows the optical activity. What is the optical activity of this glucose? Plus 19.2 means it is a dextrorotatory glucose. Here also this one is dextrorotatory glucose. This one is the dextrorotatory glucose. Its optical activity is triple 1 degrees. So triple 1 degrees, that optical activity 91.2. Its melting point is 150 degrees centigrade. Its melting point is 146 degrees centigrade. It means two glucoses are not the same one, they are different ones. Okay? So, once again I am taking all these things from glucose solution. When glucose crystals are separated at 30 degrees centigrade, those crystals showing the optical activity as plus 1 degrees. Those crystals have a melting point of 146 degrees centigrade. When the same glucose solution, from the same glucose solution, if glucose is crystallizing at 98 degrees centigrade, the crystals shows the melting point of 150 degrees centigrade and their optical activity is shown at 19.2 degrees centigrade. Means the glucose which are separating from this glucose solution is not of same kind, but both are glucose, but they are showing different properties. Means these two glucoses are isomers. These one of the isomer is called alpha D glucose, another isomer is called beta D plus glucose. One is called the alpha D plus glucose, another one is called the beta D plus glucose. This D represents in this glucose the last 1 carbon OH group is present at the right hand side. So to represent that one, capital D is used. Plus means optical activity of this glucose is dextrorotatory, small d, not plus. Okay, optical activity of this glucose is small d. Okay. So this is about the glucose. When these two glucose solutions, alpha D glucose solution and beta D glucose solutions, are allowed to mix, when this alpha D glucose solution and beta D glucose solution are allowed to mix and stand for a few minutes, then optical activity of this glucose solution reaches to 52.5 degrees. Optical activity of the glucose solution gradually changes and it reaches to 52.5 degrees. Okay, this glucose solution optical activity is decreasing and this glucose solution optical activity is increasing and reaches at 52.5 degrees. Like that. The two glucose solution optical activity, one of the glucose solution optical activity is decreasing, another glucose solution optical activity is increasing. This process is known as mutarotation. This one is known as mutarotation. So this is about mutarotation. In alpha D glucose solution and beta D glucose solutions are allowed to stand for a few minutes, their optical activity slowly changes and reaches to 52.5 degrees. This process is known as the mutarotation. So this is about mutarotation. Okay. Now we have to look at what is this alpha D glucose and what is this beta D glucose. At the same time we will go for another thing also, and that means when glucose react with methyl alcohol and HCl. Methyl alcohol and HCl. It gives two isomers. One of the isomer is called methyl alpha D glucose. Another isomer is methyl beta D glucose. Means here we are getting different compounds. These two are the isomers. These two are isomers. So we have to look at what kind of isomers, at what point these groups are changing, all those things now. Okay, when glucose reacts with methyl alcohol and HCl, it is giving methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose. By observing all these factors, for glucose, a cyclic hemiacetal structure is proposed. So what are the factors? Glucose does not reacting with ammonia, glucose does not reacting with sodium bisulfate, glucose pentaester does not reacting with hydroxylamine, glucose showing mutarotation, and glucose on reaction with methyl alcohol and HCl, it is giving methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose. These 5 factors suggesting that glucose have a cyclic structure. To explain the cyclic structure of glucose by observing all factors, they propose a structure and it is called glucose hemiacetal cyclic structure. Now I am drawing this. glucose hemiester cyclic structure. So this is glucose. What kind of glucose? This is D-glucose. Because the last chiral carbon have the OH group at the right hand side. So D-glucose. This is the straight chain structure of glucose. Now I am drawing it's a cyclic structure. Look at it. This is the straight chain structure of glucose. This one and that one are the cyclic structures of glucose. This is the first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth, fifth, sixth carbon. First, second, third, fourth, five, six carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. Look at compare these two structures. On the first carbon, the OH group is presented right side. In this one, the OH group is presented left. Look at the remaining carbon. Here OH group is second carbon OH group is left, second carbon OH group is left. Third carbon OH group right, third carbon OH group right. Fourth carbon OH group right, fourth carbon OH group right. Fifth carbon H is left, left. So H2OH, H2OH. So these two structures differs only at the first carbon. Okay, these two structure differs in the configuration of first carbon. In this glucose, the OH group is present at the right side. So this glucose is called as alpha. This is called in D glucose, alpha D. Okay. Here the OH group is present at the left side. So this is beta D glucose. Actually, these two are glucose are not. First find out how many carbons are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons. C6. How many hydrogens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. H1. Oxygens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. Okay. The same formula. C6H12O6. C6H12O6. That one also the same. C6H12O6. 6 carbons. Hydrogens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oxygens 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. This is also glucose. But what is the difference between this structure and these two structures? What is happening here? This aldehyde group is going to bonding with OH group of fifth carbon. This aldehyde group going to bond with fifth carbon of fifth carbon's OH group. The aldehyde group O make a bond with OH group of fifth carbon. Okay. Here the hydrogens are rearranging. Here hydrogens rearranges. OH group, all those things rearranging takes place. So this first carbon and fifth carbon of carbon bonding with oxygen. This bonding is called as hemi-acetal bonding. This bonding is hemi-acetal bonding. This is hemi-acetal bonding. Okay. Like this bonding is called hemiacetal. So we can see the hemiacetal bonding in case of glucose. Okay. So here we have the straight chain structure having glucose, and here we have the cyclic structure having glucose. In cyclic structure of glucose, again we have two structures, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. These two structures differ in their stereochemistry at the first carbon atom. These two structures differ in their stereochemistry at the first carbon atom. Here the OH group is present at the right side, there the OH group is present at the left side. Means the stereochemistry is different for these two glucose. Okay. So if the OH group of first carbon is present at the right side, then those kind of glucoses are called as alpha D glucose. If OH group of first carbon is present at left side, then such kind of glucose are called the beta glucose. Here we have to remember another word, and that one is anomer. Anomer. So what is meant by anomer? Anomers are the isomers. Anomers are the isomers in which the stereochemistry of the carbon, which is in hemiacetal bonding, differs. Which carbon is in anomeric carbon? Which carbon is anomeric carbon? This carbon is anomeric carbon. What is the stereochemistry of these two structures? Stereochemistry, how the groups are arranged to this carbon. Here the carbon OH group is presented left side, here the OH group is presented right side. That means stereochemistry of anomeric carbon. This is sorry. Stereochemistry of hemiacetal bonding having carbon differs. Okay, such kind of isomers are known as anomers. So, if two isomers differ in their stereochemistry at the hemiacetal bonding, then they are called the anomers. So, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are the anomers. Anomers are one kind of isomers. So this is about alpha D isomers of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. Now look at here. Whether are you seeing any aldehyde group in this cyclic structure? Whether in alpha D glucose or in beta D glucose, we don't have the aldehyde group. Here we have the aldehyde group. When aldehyde group is present, it react with, when this aldehyde group is free, does not changes, it remains as CH2. Then it reacts with ammonia, then it reacts with sodium bisulfite, then it also the pentaestate of glucose react with hydroxylamine. But the pentaestate of glucose does not react with hydroxylamine, means the aldehyde group is not free. When pentaestate of glucose does not reacting with hydroxylamine, we can say that aldehyde group is not free. Aldehyde group of glucose is not free. Okay? When aldehyde group is not free, then how the structure is? Now we will see this is present in this structure. This is the cyclic structure. When glucose react with methyl alcohol and HCl, what we said, we are getting alpha D, methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose. What is this methyl alpha D glucose? When methyl alcohol reacting with HCl, then we get this compound. Here this group is present at the right side. So that one is called methyl alpha D glucose. When methyl alcohol reacts with HCl, if we get this kind of compound, then it is called methyl beta D glucose. This methyl alpha D glucose and methyl beta D glucose only differ at the first carbon atom stereochemistry. So these we have two anomeric glucose are there. So this is about the cyclic structure of glucose. Every time writing the cyclic structure like this is somewhat time consuming and somewhat difficult. Hence, Haworth proposes a simple structure for glucose, and that one is the pyrrole structure of glucose. The pyrrole, this is called the pyrrole. This is called the pyrrole. Haworth proposes six member, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 member cyclic structure. 6-member cyclic structure for glucose. So what is the 6-member cyclic structure for glucose? I am drawing the Hayward structure of glucose. The same molecule I am drawing in another form, that is as a pyranose ring proposed by Hayward. This is the Hayward structure of glucose 6-membered ring. First carbon is this one. In Hayward structure of glucose, the groups which are present at the right side of this cyclic structure, groups which are present at the right side of this structure have to be drawn below the pyranose structure. So at right side, which one is present? H. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. So for second carbon, H is present at which side? Right side. Third carbon, here OH is there, and that one is present at the right side. Right side means we have to draw below this Hayward structure. And fourth carbon, which is at the right side. And this fifth carbon again bonded with CH2H. Fifth carbon is bonded with CH2H. To this fifth carbon, again a group is there. And that one is, this is not below, I just write at the side H. First carbon, which one is there? OCH2. So if I am not reacting with methyl alcohol and HCl, it will appear as OH. So OH group is present at the left side. If the OH group is, if the groups which are present at the right, which are present at the left side, have to be drawn above the plane OH. Here the left side is on second carbon, on left side which one is present? OH. So the groups which are present at the left side have to be drawn above the plane. So OH. Here left side hydrogen is there. This H. So this is the Hayward pyranose structure for this alpha D glucose. Now we will draw the Hayward pyranose structure for this. This is beta D glucose. We will draw the beta D glucose. The OH group is present at the left side. Here the OH group is present at right side. So this one become alpha. I am drawing Hayward structure for this one. At right side which one is? So this is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, fifth carbon. And first carbon OH group is present on right side. Right side means we have to draw below the plane. Second carbon right side H is present. And third carbon OH. And fourth carbon OH. And fifth carbon H is present outside the plane. And sixth carbon you have the CH2. Next look at the left side. At right side which one is there? H. On second carbon which one is there? third carbon and fourth carbon, like this, have a structure you can. This one is beta D, sorry, alpha D glucose. That is beta D glucose and this one is the alpha D glucose. These are the cyclic structure and Fischer-Tropsch structures or side chain structures of glucose. Okay, students. So, what is the anomeric carbon? The cyclic isomers in which the stereochemistry of first carbon differs are called the anomeric carbons, and the isomers are called anodes. Okay, so this is about the structure of glucose. One is straight line structure, one is spiral line structure, another one is cyclic structures of glucose. You observe these videos more than one time, then you can find out and draw all these things. Then only you can understand where the groups are present, all those things. Because if questions are asked, you have to draw all these things. Okay. Thank you for listening.